Hey guys, Tim here with the Long Haired Gardener, and today I just want to do a little update on what I've been up to here in my backyard. I have basically been preparing for fall, so I've started to bring in my houseplants and I've started to pot up some plants that I hope to overwinter inside my apartment. I also have a couple clips from plants who have bloomed over the last few weeks, so I'm going to tag those on to the end of this little intro. So make sure to stick around to see my red spider lilies and my Datura in bloom. Alright, so let's just do a little quick look around and make sure to watch those videos at the end. Alright, so all I really want to show you over here is just the Heisen bean vine and how many beans there are, number one, and also how nice these look. These are great for, we are in fall, so these just add an extra layer of color and texture here to the garden. Of course, these are not edible, but this is how the plant does reproduce, and I think they are very pretty and add some nice color. If you did watch any of my other videos, you will remember that I had a hyacinth bean vine over here on the window, but I just took that down yesterday. That was something I've been up to. It wasn't looking so good, so I decided to take that one down. And what else do we have over here? We do have a nasturtium that is in bloom, and of course we still have this huge banana tree, which I will shortly be sadly cutting down and trying to overwinter inside. I also did take out my colocasias out of the pots or out of the ground and put them in pots so that I can overwinter those. Also have one more fern here that needs to come in. The only other plant that really needs to be potted up to be brought in is this big guy right here, and my friend has very kindly agreed to put this plant in his apartment so that I can overwinter it, because frankly I'm out of space. Alright, so that's pretty much it. Like I mentioned before, I'm just going to show you a couple plants that have bloomed over the last few weeks, so let's go take a look at those. Alright guys, we are almost at the end of the growing season. Just a few days, it will be October 1st, but I did want to plant just a few fall plants in my backyard, just to complement some of the plants that are already growing here, because believe it or not, a lot of the plants like these pentas, they're still looking pretty good. So I thought I would just pull out some of the plants that aren't doing so well and plant in some fall color or fall plants. So I do have some chrysanthemums, the bright yellow one right here, it's getting ready to fully open soon. The foxtail fern wants to be in the camera shot. I do have some kale here. I find this to be very beautiful, and the great thing about this is that it should carry into early winter for some early winter interest. Another chrysanthemum right here, ornamental peppers, another chrysanthemum there in the back, and then we just have a repeat down here in this lower planter. What else I've been up to, if you've watched my videos in the past, you may have noticed that there were two pots on either side of this entrance right here that had lantana, so I finally decided to plant those in the ground. So I planted one right back here and a second one
right next door here that I'm going to show you in just a second. Lantanas are absolutely beautiful. They are a little smelly when you brush up against them. They have an odor that I'd say a lot of people probably wouldn't like. And not sure if you can see, probably not, but the stems have little fine pointy thorn type things on them, so they can be a little prickly when you're touching them. But overall, I really like this plant, and the reason why I have chosen to put it in the ground now so late in the season is that I'm hoping it will winter over. I have had this particular lantana, I think 3 or possibly 4 years now. Last year I did leave it outside over the winter, and it did come back. So I'm hoping that if it's a mild enough winter that this will also come back. So I want to show you, and I can smell it right now, that my Datura, which is this plant right here, is finally blooming. Has a very unique scent, and then these long trumpet flowers. This also goes by Jimson weed, or also the devil's trumpet. And the reason for that is because all parts of this plant are toxic. They are poisonous, so maybe not a great plant to have if you have pets or small children who are going to touch this plant or put any parts of it into their mouths, because like I just said, it is very poisonous. But I don't have kids or pets, so I am enjoying this plant in my garden. This one right over here has a little bit of a yellow to it, which is kind of nice. I did grow this one from seed, and when I say that I grew it, what I mean is one of the seed pods, which is this thing right here, basically fell off, landed in the soil, and sprouted in the springtime. So I didn't really actively you know, try to start this plant from seed. It just kind of came up by itself, and I replanted it or in a different spot. But I'm happy it's here. I think it's very pretty, and a nice addition to the garden here in late September, early October. So in a previous video, I was very confused because I thought that my magic lilies or resurrection lilies were blooming a second time, which is something they have never done, and apparently they don't do, because the mystery has been solved. So the thing that came out of the ground is actually this red spider lily, which I love. It's so pretty and interesting. I love the color. And it grows very much like the resurrection lily. It just all of a sudden pops out of the ground with a single stem, and then it flowers at the top. So I bought this. There are actually 2 of them. I'll come over here and take a look at this one. So I bought these in 2020, and I put them in the ground, and nothing has happened until 2 years later. They have finally decided to pop out of the ground. So that's what the mystery bulb was that came out of the ground. Lilies that I had planted and forgot about. I just assumed they, you know, didn't winter over at some point. They just died and they never bloomed. But alas, here they are, and they are looking spectacular. Alright guys, I think that pretty much wraps up everything for today. It was just a little short update video. So thank you for watching. If you like these videos, please click like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next garden video.
Have a great day in your garden.